That song is so addictive now. I'm sorry, but I'm still gonna rock my head to it. Welcome everybody to a brand new episode of the Rotz Report. I'm your co-host Matty, and along with me, as usual, we have the Ohio showstopper himself, Christopher Rotz. How are you, sir?
I am doing good as this is my silver episode number 25, and I am enjoying Rotz Report a lot. And I want to thank Maddie for giving this idea, running this idea to me, and I'm enjoying it so much. We got to keep up the good work here as we are still 2 weeks away from WrestleMania weekend. I can't wait to dive on into our discussions for tonight. And always say yeah to NoDQ.com and follow Wrestling Pedigree on all social media platforms.
Absolutely, and we are more than 24 hours before Stand and Deliver. We are almost 7 days away from AEW Dynasty, I do believe. So yeah, there's a lot of wrestling coming up, and also a TNA Rebellion in 7 days' time. So there's a lot of wrestling and a lot to discuss. So let's get into this. What? Who is Randy Orton talking to on that damn phone?
Well, we're going to be finding out tonight on Friday Night Smackdown while we'll be doing our watch-along coverage of Friday Night Smackdown tonight from Randy Orton's hometown of St. Louis, Missouri. So it should be a good show all around. But who is on that phone call? And I'm going to throw out 4 names that I could see it being. I could see it being Randy Orton's father, Bob Orton. The second one is the final boss, The Rock. The third is Shane McMahon.
Ooh.
And the final one, Kevin Owens.
So I think if you listen to it, have you seen the new video that you put on the social?
I think I saw it, but I'm not really sure.
So he's talking to the phone and he's staring at a picture of himself and his dad. And with doing that, I swear he says wise man. So with wise man is Paul Heyman. It could be. I very much doubt it, but it could be Paul Heyman, do you think? What happens if it is Paul Heyman?
If it is Paul Heyman, then does that mean Randy Orton joins the Vision? That could be interesting, but we just got to find out and see what all goes down tonight on Friday Night Smackdown.
It's going to be I mean, I'm looking forward to it because our watch-alongs, by God, we had so much fun on Monday Night Raw, and then we're going to do this watch-along upcoming. It's going to be so much fun to realize who the hell is he talking to. Talking of Monday Night Raw, we were very surprised of this return. Stephanie McMahon returned on our TV screens and had a phenomenal segment with Cody Rhodes, which followed with a slap, followed with some hefty insults, and a mention of Vince McMahon. What was your take of that incredible interaction?
When we were doing our watch-along covers of Monday Night Raw, I was like, oh my gosh, why is Stephanie McMahon on Monday Night Raw? And I understand she's going to be in the Hall of Fame in 2 weeks. So that's going to be a good accomplishment on her. When I heard that slap, I said, oh my gosh, she's literally lighting a fire under Cody Rhodes's you-know-what to be the version that he doesn't want to be, to go after and beat the holy crap out of Randy Orton come 2 weeks from tomorrow at WrestleMania Saturday in the WrestleMania Saturday main event. And I'm looking forward on Cody and Randy. What I saw at the King and Queen the Ring tournament last year in their finals, that was a good match. It was the best. They were friendly, but this time around, it's about legacy. It's about Randy Orton going after the 15th time being a 15 world championship. And I feel Randy's going to get it done on WrestleMania Saturday in 2 weeks. And with Stephanie, maybe we can see Stephanie tonight on SmackDown, maybe talking to Cody. We just got to wait and see.
Wow. Were you surprised they mentioned Vince?
When I was hearing Vince, I was very surprised about it because I thought we were not going to hear Vince's name forever. But they literally went there on Monday bringing up about Vince, and personally what he did, we're not going to discuss it on here, but I just really just don't care about Vince anymore.
It's true. It was quite surprising they not mentioned him, but has his name, but they mentioned of him, and it's the first time they did that since I think, since CM Punk and Drew McIntyre promos. So since then, when Punk was talking about the chosen one, I think that's the last time Vince was kind of mentioned in that category. During that Monday Night Raw in Madison Square Garden, we saw Obafemi and Brock Lesnar interact one more time, and there was no physical between the two. However, a couple of security guards and especially one that went flying in a ramp, God bless his tailwind. That was another great segment, wasn't it? And we saw the Triple H showed up again. So, with that being said, is the mind game still there from Obafemi to Brock? And do you have a early pick for the match?
I'm going to tell you, I feel the mind games are still there with Brock Lesnar and Obafemi because we didn't have no interaction. We didn't have no fist fighting whatsoever. And we have not seen Brock Lesnar successfully hit an F5 on Obafemi. And I think we are going to get that. I think we're going to get that maybe this Monday on Raw or the Go Home show on Monday Night Raw for WrestleMania. One of those two Raw episodes, we're going to get Brock Lesnar picking up Obafemi and successfully hitting him with the F5. And it's going to be streamers out there that night is going to go insane. And hey, they might be even on television on Friday on SmackDown because of it. But early pick, Obafemi's got to win his first WrestleMania match. No guarantees about it. I feel this is Obafemi's time to finally shut up Brock Lesnar. And I think Brock Lesnar is going to do the right thing for the business aspect and put Obafemi over because Obafemi, he's the future of the WWE, and Obafemi's not going to be retiring anytime soon. So he's going to be the next monster of WWE to be reckoning with. And with Brock Lesnar, his time is going to be winding down. So he might just look at it at the business aspect and just put Obafemi over and just have Brock finish out whatever he's going to do up until SummerSlam in Minneapolis, Minnesota, when he does maybe presumably have his final match in WWE.
Do you think we will see Paul Heyman in Brock's corner at WrestleMania?
I think we are. I think Paul Heyman is gonna. I feel in a way we are gonna see Paul Heyman in Brock Lesnar's corner at Mania.
We talking to Paul Heyman, the Vision are the new World Tag Team Champions. In a street fight, they beat the Usos thanks to really ISO speed. Accidentally hit the LA Knight and distracted the Usos enough that it caused a bit of a distraction, and then they got Logan Paul hit Jimmy Uso with the Nux, and then Jey Uso dived on Logan, and then Austin got the pin. Was this the right result in your opinion, and where do you see the Usos going after?
Well, unfortunately, I thought the Usos was going to retain the tag team championships, but I think it was the right call for the Vision to walk out as champions, because the Vision, if they want to look credible, they need gold under their belt. And with the Vision winning, it was the right call. We're going to get the 6-man tag team match at WrestleMania with the Vision's Logan Paul and Austin Theory and ISO Speed against the Usos and LA Knight. So I have a gut feeling the Usos, possibly if they do come out victorious at WrestleMania, they're going to go after the tag team championships once again. And I do feel the Usos are going to win the championships right back. So I don't see the Vision holding the championships much longer. So I think the Usos are winning the championships right back.
Talking of ISO Speed, he had an unexpected guest on his stream yesterday. LA Knight showed up and basically gave a receipt to ISO Speed and almost put her straight through the camera. What was your take on this? And have you seen it? And how freaking awesome was it?
I seen it, and it was 50-50 booking. LA Knight got revenge on ISO Speed, and I just feel ISO Speed has not been the same ever since Dan Hassan cursed him. So thanks to Dan Hassan, he did a good job cursing ISO Speed. So I'm glad on that. And the 6-man tag for Mania that's going to be the direction that they're going to be taking us. And we're going to get that announced on Monday on Raw.
Also on Raw, we saw Roxanne Perez return to Monday Night Raw and the Judgment Day. Were you surprised she returned back to the Judgment Day after she was introduced to the Judgment Day by Finn Balor, who a couple of weeks ago got kicked out?
Personally, with Roxanne Perez coming back on Monday, it was the right decision for her. And to beat down Stephanie Valkyrie with Liv Morgan, I just feel like she's going to be a dark horse to maybe interfere in the match at WrestleMania with Liv and Stephanie, or maybe Raquel can help Liv out, or maybe they're going to be splitting Liv Morgan and Raquel Rodriguez up down the road. So, and I've been saying this, I feel with Roxanne Perez, I think she might be the difference maker and help Liv win the Women's World Championship at WrestleMania. And then we could maybe get a Liv versus Raquel feud for the Women's World Championship. And I'm going to take this a step further. I know Money in the Bank is September 6th. Mm-hmm. I could see Roxanne Perez being a dark horse to win Money in the Bank this year and shocking the world to cash in on Liv Morgan as Women's World Championship.
Wow, that is a take. That is a take. I'll be very surprised if that happens. Along with this, match, we saw Io Sky versus Raquel Rodriguez. Great win for Raquel. Where do you see Io going at WrestleMania? Who we know it probably will be Oscar being her opponent, but where do you see the storyline going to? And do you feel she's just put there just because she ain't got nothing for WrestleMania?
I just feel with Io Sky, yeah, it was supposedly to be Io Sky versus Julia for the Women's United States Championship at WrestleMania, well, but that didn't pan out to being the direction for Io Sky. So right now, I think it is going to be Io Sky versus Asuka at WrestleMania. If we're doing an early pick, I could see Io Sky winning, and Asuka is going to be upset with Kairi saying that she lost and you didn't do anything about it. And I could see Kairi Sane turning on Asuka at WrestleMania. That would be a WrestleMania moment that we are going to be witnessing a separation of the Kabuki Warriors, and then post WrestleMania, we could get Asuka versus Kairi Sane feud post WrestleMania.
Thankfully, the show ended with my world heavyweight champion powerbombing your tribal chief through the table, and he got his own back from last week's attack. The round 5 was the Punk. Where do you see round 6 going in on Monday Night Raw?
Are those two expected to be on Monday on Raw this Monday?
I do believe so.
Well, I have a gut feeling round 6, it's going to be another fist fight. It's going to be another back and forth. They're going to have the security guards coming down. They might have wrestlers coming down to break up CM Punk and Roman. But I just think Roman is going to be standing tall for this. And then possibly the final Monday Night Raw before WrestleMania, it's going to be the last words for both CM Punk and Roman Reigns to sell us for the WrestleMania Sunday main event.
Going on to NXT, we saw the Fatal 4-Way title match, the 4 competitors in the ring to end the show, and it didn't look good for Joe Hendry. He missed the table when Ethan just basically missed the table to put Joe in. I know we're going to do our predictions tomorrow for the show because we're doing a watch along. But early sight going into it, who do you have in this Unforgiven Fatal 4-Way?
Well, I did not. Hold on.
Nothing could go wrong when it's live. Nothing could go wrong when it's live. Oh. Anybody that is listening to the show, we're just suspecting some technical difficulties, but
I'm back. Don't worry. I know we're doing the. I did not see the promo with because I was at work on Tuesday night, but I'm gonna say this. Yeah, I've been saying about Tony D'Angelo winning tomorrow, but I'm actually changing my mind here about it.
Ooh.
There's 2 options that I'm going to go with. The safe option is Joe Hendry retaining. If he retains tomorrow, yeah, I'll be happy, but I feel that would be a boring decision on NXT's part because, at the end, everybody's going to say, waving their hands side by side to end the first NXT Premium Live event on YouTube in the United States. And I feel if you want to create the buzz in NXT and for YouTube moving forward, you got to have something that's going to end the show that is going to reflect Tuesday night on NXT. And I'm going to tell you, 2 years ago at NXT Heatwave,
Yes.
it was Trick Williams, Javon Evans, Shawn Spears, and Ethan Page. Ethan Page won the NXT Championship in a fatal four-way match, and he surprised us all by winning the NXT Championship that quickly into his run in NXT and also in WWE. I think tomorrow we're going to get a surprise on our hands, and I'm going to say this loud and clear. I have a gut feeling Ethan Page is walking out of St. Louis NXT Championship. So as of now, I think Ethan's going to win, but I'm also on the offense with Joe Hendry. So I'll make things finalized tomorrow on the watch along for Stand and Deliver.
Talking into talking about NXT, your Blake Monroe did not have a good night.
No, she's not.
Where do you? It's hard to explain. Do you think she deserves to get called up after Stand and Deliver, or do you think she'll stay on NXT?
I think she's going to stay in NXT for a bit because if she would go to the main roster, I just feel like she'll get lost in the shuffle and they might not have anything creative for her as of now. So I feel she's best off being in NXT. And even if she does win back the NXT Women's North American Championship tomorrow night, then she can start her second reign as champion and make sure that this is a good run as champion instead of the last run that she previous had.
Miss Parker defeated Kalani Jordan. However, Kalani Jordan got her run back by the end of the show by beating the shit out of her while she was leaving. Where do you see this rivalry going, and can it make both of the women more appealing for the world title?
I have a gut feeling one of them, they are going to fight for the women's championship down the road. I do see Jada Parker winning this whole feud and Kalani Jordan taking a break after when they get done with whatever going on with Kalani Jordan and Carmelo Hayes when they go off, have their honeymoon. So I think Jada Parker wins this feud and definitely get a women's championship opportunity because she's overdue for a title match. And I think she's due to maybe become champion down the road.
Um, Going past NXT now onto AEW. Will Ospreay was very close of going back on the shelf. Um, Early sight going into this, do you still have Will Ospreay beating Moxley?
Well, it was announced last night on Collision, and I don't even watch Collision at all. And it was announced that it's official. Jon Moxley, Will Ospreay for the Continental Championship at Dynasty. I just feel like that's going to change my tone here because I was vibing that Will Ospreay is going to win and defeat Jon Moxley if it was a non-title. Now it is a title match. I'm still going to say Will Ospreay is going to defeat Jon Moxley and get his revenge for him taking him out of action for a whole entire almost a year.
Wow. I wherever Will Ospreay's in. He just needs to watch his back. It's hard when you got six of the most dangerous people in AEW, the Death Riders, and they put you in a steel chair and then they don't pull the trigger. So there's something going on there. The biggest news in AEW, which happened, was a learning tree returned. A 25 plus year veteran, and one of my favorite songs ever. Well, cannot believe it, but Chris Jericho's back. Were you shocked? Are you unhappy he's not in WWE? And what is next for him?
I'm gonna tell you, it was so weird on Wednesday's show because the pyro kept on going off and Tony Schiavone kept on talking, and I says, wait a minute, are they trying to pull an April Fool's joke on him? And knowing later, I saw the Titantron all in purple, and I heard Jericho's theme song, and I said, oh my gosh. And I just feel like Tony Khan, he froze Jericho's contract in AEW for not to him to go to WWE. And I do feel Jericho will possibly go to WWE down the road, but not just yet, though. So we're going to be hearing what Jericho's got to say Wednesday in AEW. But with him coming back, it's just weird. It was just a weird feeling. And he's going to explain himself on Wednesday. And then after that, he's going to be back in AEW with the wrestling ring. And we're just going to see where it goes from here. And I'm going to name one superstar that he should have a feud against. And I'm going to say it right now. I would love Jericho to have a feud with Kyle Fletcher.
Yes, that'll be a good feud. I mean, they could both get creative on that. Heading to TNA, we did cover it last week's episode, but due to this watch along, but at Sacrifice pay-per-view, Mike Santana versus Steve Macklin, super kick to the head from Santana to Macklin. Macklin was really badly injured. Addis Lane, the referee, stopped the match, put the X sign up, and Macklin couldn't continue the match. How good of a decision was that from the referee, which in my opinion was freaking amazing, and should more referees, even though it was a main event on the pay-per-view, should do more to look after the wrestlers.
I saw what happened to Steve Macklin, and I just feel like they need to step up and look after every individual, every single superstar. And if they get injured or something bad happens, just cancel the match and just look out for the superstars. But here at Wrestling Pedigree, we hopefully that Steve Macklin has speedy recovery, and we look forward on having him back in TNA soon rather than later.
For SmackDown tonight, we'll talk about this on our watch along, but is there anyone apart from Ozzy who's on the phone to Randy Orton? Is there anyone there that you want to return? Is there any surprises you want? Is there someone that needs fuel for the storyline for WrestleMania?
That is a hard one because I don't know who would be returning, surprises, or even fuel the fire for WrestleMania. I just don't know at the moment.
So for me, I know this sounds pretty bad because I think you got R-Truth and Damian Priest. I They deserve to be on the card. They're probably on the WrestleMania card. They probably ain't going to, but I feel they at least get the WrestleMania Friday SmackDown, where you get the Andre Giant Battle Royal and all that stuff. I want Street Profits back.
I was exactly when you brought them up, I says, okay, Street Profits. Because this is the thing, the Street Profits need to return back to WWE. They've been gone for a long time now, and also Bianca Belair's been gone for a very long time because of her finger injury. So I feel all three of them should get back into WWE. Maybe if it's post WrestleMania, let it happen for them and see what the rest of the year goes from here.
I mean, it's been a year since Bianca Belair has been in a wrestling ring or in WWE. I think her last match was last year's WrestleMania. So it's a hefty time to be away.
And also Bianca Belair, she was the referee at Evolution with Jade Cargill and Naomi. So I feel with this finger injury, she's having a hard time with recovery, and that's keeping her out of the ring. And it sucks right now because the presumed match was going to be Bianca Belair and Jade Cargill for WrestleMania. And I do feel Bianca and Jade, they will have a match this year. And I'm going to tell you right now, I think my early pick is Jade retaining at WrestleMania to have that match with Bianca Belair. And if it's at SummerSlam, Bianca Belair, Jade Cargill, SummerSlam, that would be a banger to see. And maybe Bianca Belair dethrones the powerful Jade Cargill.
We're going to do the NXT prediction obviously tomorrow. However, I gotta mention this because it's gonna bug me now. Are you and I'll go back to Monday Night Raw actually. Don't worry about NXT. Are you surprised? Because I did mention it on the watch along. Are you surprised there was nothing, absolutely nothing, with Becky Lynch and AJ Lee on Monday Night Raw?
Personally, I feel maybe they want to just keep everything fresh and have both of them maybe just sit out for this Raw just to recuperate and get back to the thick of things. Maybe on Monday we'll see both of them, and then the final Raw before WrestleMania we'll definitely see them. But Becky and AJ, I feel like they need to have like a stipulation match for WrestleMania. And if they would to have a stipulation, I would do a submission match for the both of them for the Women's Intercontinental Championship. And I already know who's possibly going to be the referee in their match. Jessica Carr. I think Jessica Carr is going to be the referee in Becky Lynch and AJ Lee at WrestleMania for the Women's Intercontinental Championship. But an early pick for Mania, I think Becky Lynch is winning it right back off of AJ Lee. And then AJ Lee will possibly take time off after post WrestleMania. And we might be seeing AJ Lee maybe during the summer. Competing with different superstars.
Kenny Omega went on social media this past week and praised that AEW's ticket prices are affordable. He said you don't have to mortgage up your house or sell a kidney or anything like that. A lot of fans, I would probably say a bit of tribalness here, but basically shitted on Omega saying, well, the tickets are cheap, but the pay-per-views are not being sold out. Are you for Kenny Omega praising the ticket prices? Or do you feel this is just another ammo for the WWE tribal?
I just feel like Kenny Omega is literally going out there, and I think he's possibly looks at WWE and he looks at the ticket prices. But I'm telling you, the ticket prices for WWE is like astronomical. They are like expensive because of TKO. And I just hope down the road for WWE with their ticket prices, just start lowering them and make it affordable to every household, every fan, every family member that wants to go and see WWE. You have the opportunity if you just lower your tickets. But with AEW says, oh, they're affordable, I think it's a right thing for Kenny to say that. And maybe TKO can say, hey, maybe we need to step in and lower our tickets and just have the competition with AEW and WWE go after each other's throats. But I understand if their pay-per-views are not selling out, then that's fine. At least whoever buys the tickets, they are going and just having a good time and just being wrestling fans. But I am going to advocate this, and I know I'm going to get off topic about this, but AEW pay-per-views, they need to start at a reasonable time and have their pay-per-views start at 7 o'clock instead of 8 o'clock, and have us stay up like at 12:15, 12:30, or 1 in the morning to watch an AEW pay-per-view. And I would also vibe for this. AEW pay-per-views need to limit the match card and not have like 10 or 15 matches on a darn pay-per-view in one single night.
We'll see if someone that's going to all in this year. I'm ready for my 8 hours of wrestling. Talking of like the prices you were saying, I saw recently that for you to go onto Cody Rhodes' bus, go around a couple of blocks in Vegas, will cost you $9,500 per person. Cody himself said it's too expensive. Yeah, this is obviously TKO. Do you see some stuff like this? It's just ridiculous.
It is.
As in pricing, not the spirits, but just the pricing.
Like the pricing is ridiculous. And I understand that Cody Rhodes' bus, he possibly spent like a lot of money for that bus. And I understand it's because of that. So hopefully the ticket prices can just go down and just have everybody just enjoy going to wrestling events. And Justin says, wow, now you're turning into me. Well, I think I am, Justin.
I will admit, Justin, if anybody watch or listen to Wrestling Roundtable and you hear Justin talk about prices, trust me, and you can watch these on previous episodes on Wrestling Pedigree, it's something to watch this because by God, he gets some really hard. Talking of Cody, but actually saying about the prices, John Cena's last match to get in the front row was around, what is it, around $4,500 $1,000 just for a front row.
I have to look that up.
I think it was right now. Oh, Justin was talking about pay-per-view time. Yes, pay-per-view time is also because, yeah, I think we talk about our wrestling pedigree a lot. The pay-per-view time, and especially for AEW. But it was John Cena's last match in December. At what I think the front row was like around $4,500.
I I think you might be right on that.
Yeah, and I think if you wanted like a VIP kind of stuff like that, it was around the 30 grand
And
mark.
also with the priority pass,
Yeah, I think that priority pass was probably around the 30 grand. So, yeah, for stuff like that, they just need to. I mean, you got people watching the Hall of Fame this year, and there's people there that's going to watch it and then watch the wrestlers fall asleep. So it's kind of bad. The
and
price of
you
it.
and I'm going to tell you, sorry if I'm cutting you off here,
That's
the
all right.
Hall of Fame is going to start in the United States at literally midnight. It's going to start at midnight. And I just feel like if you're in Vegas, they're going to be doing like media all day. They're going to be doing Smackdown that day. And then after Smackdown, you have to get ready. You got to be in a suit, you got to be in a tie, and go to the Hall of Fame. It's like an all day event for them.
Yeah, and I remember, I think it was 2 years ago, seeing Booker T falling asleep. um, Talking about Cody, Cody went on social media this past week in one of his interviews. He said, um, he doesn't want long rivalries anymore. He's just wants short ones. He wants to just have a rivalry and then go on to the next one straight away. I will admit, I'm looking past through it. He's had some long rivalries this past couple of years. From Seth Rollins, that was like around 6 months. Drew McIntyre was another 6 or 8 months. Kevin Owens was 5 months. Do you feel they're stretching out Cody enough, or should Cody have some short rivalries and just have some fun in the rivalries now?
I just feel like these long term rivalries, they need to not stretch it out that long. Just look like, and I'm going to bring up an example. We saw Aleister Black and Damian Priest. That went on for a long time.
Yes.
And I feel it's when a long rivalry goes that long, people are going to lose interest into it and people are going to get bored. They're going to get sick and tired of seeing the same rivalry goes on and on and on. That's why I would love for them to just go back and forth, do like long rivalries and then a short rivalry just to keep things fresh. And I'm going to tell you, after WrestleMania with Cody Rhodes, is he going to have another long rivalry with Randy Orton post SummerSlam over for the WWE Championship if Cody Rhodes is not going to do anything else? I just feel Cody needs to just not have long rivalries and just have short ones just to keep his character fresh and new to everybody.
Absolutely. And on that note, we will probably end it there because in about two hours and 15 minutes we'll be doing our SmackDown watch along. This weekend there is no wrestling pedigree, no wrestling roundtable due to it being Easter weekend. Um, there is also we do have wrestling pedigree podcast tomorrow, and obviously we have the watch along for SmackDown tonight and Stand and Deliver tomorrow. So, Christopher Ross, where can people find you, sir?
Well, can people find me at is on my Instagram, CMROTZ_1316. My Facebook is Christopher Rotz. My X account is CRotz24. I always have a blast here on my podcast, and I can't wait for many more episodes to come because we're going to be doing fun things and we're going to do watch alongs and we're just going to have fun and just enjoy life and just enjoy watching professional wrestling. And what Maddie alluded to, you'll be seeing us in over 2 hours for our first Friday Night Smackdown watch along. I'm looking forward to that. And on a side note, if you guys are going to be communicating, if you're going to be in the chat room tonight, we encourage you all to watch our SmackDown watch along tonight. We'll be reading the comments. We will be answering your guys' questions. Just hang out with us as a wrestling community, watching Friday Night SmackDown, and just having a good time, because we're going to be here for the duration of Friday Night SmackDown for 3 whole hours. So I'm looking forward to it. So make sure you come over to Wrestling Pedigree to watch Friday Night Smackdown with us tonight. And we're just going to have a blast. So can't wait for the SmackDown watch along tonight. And always say yeah to NoDQ.com. Follow Wrestling Pedigree on all social media platforms. And always treasure your mentalities. If you're having a bad day, turn those bad days into good days. Think about the positive instead of the negative. And if you're in the United States, I want to wish everybody a happy early Easter. I hope you guys have a safe and blessed Easter with your family and your friends. If you're driving anywhere, please be careful on the roads and just be careful getting to your destinations.
Absolutely. And you can find me up wherever Wrestling Pedigree is. Wrestling Pedigree on Facebook, Wrestling Pedigree on TikTok, WhatsApp channel, Wrestling Pedigree 92 on YouTube and Instagram. And you can obviously find me on the Wrestling Pedigree podcast tomorrow at 7 p.m. Eastern, live on Facebook and YouTube and Twitch. Before we go off, I wasn't going to say anything, but looking on social media today, it kind of pissed me off. So I want to end this before the show. The past week, some fans, not all the time, but 98% of fans are really wrestling fans are really awesome. It's just the other 2% make it worse for us. And for some people to go up to wrestlers and ask for autographs, and they're so tired and they just want to go to a hotel and they say no politely, and you still consist of wanting an autograph or a picture, say you don't have the right to go follow them. You don't have the right to abuse them. You do not have the right to demand them fulfilling your requests. I saw this with Stephanie McMahon this week, and I just saw on social media of basically someone really wanted a Dominic Mysterio autograph, and apparently Dom said no, sorry, because the guy is going to sell it on eBay, and the guy replied to Dominic and said, well, I made you, so you owe me. They don't owe the fans shit. They don't own me. They don't own Rotz. They don't own anyone. They're human beings like ourselves. So don't be a dick. I say this all the time. Enjoy professional wrestling, but don't be a dick. If they don't autograph for you because they're tired and it's their birthday and they just want to go back to the hotel, let them be. Like, there's another time, there will be another chance where they're not that tired. So just give them a space, respect their boundaries, and just respect them as human beings. So on that delightful note, from myself and Rotz, enjoy professional wrestling. Don't be a dick, and we'll see you later on tonight if you're following us on the watch along for SmackDown in St. Louis. Have a great night and enjoy your evening.